Hello, Lights here again. I'm Chris. In this video, I will show you how to configure a influxDB in the ctrlX core, and then I'll show you how to access the influxDB data from the Node-RED and the Beckhoff.TF6420, their database access functions. Before I start the tutorial, I would like to explain a bit more about the ctrlX and influxDB. And ctrlX actually is a new solution from Bosch, and you can just simply imagine it is your cell phone that you can download any apps from the App Store. In ctrlX, they will call it also App Store something. Then you can depends on what you need, what your applications. You can download the apps inside your PLC and then install it, and then you can use it in any case. It's a little bit new concept, and actually, if you use it in the real hardware, for example, you use the ctrlX core X3 something, actually you need a license for every apps. But because now in this tutorial I'm using the Beckhoff core, so I can run the features in 4 hours. I would say in Beckhoff core, one is in 4 hours, and then the runtime will stop. Now I need to start again. Okay, I think explaining here is enough. I will start my live demo, and let's start. Okay guys, now I start the ctrlX, and here I have 2 Beckhoff control core, ctrlX Beckhoff core in here. I start the first one, Beckhoff control -1, and before I start to use the influxDB and Node-RED, I would like to give some basic configurations that I would like to introduce for you. So now here is running, it says it online. So, and then here it is a pencil icon, just click it. Because I am using the Beckhoff core, I'm not using the real hardware. There's something settings you need to do if you want to communicate your Beckhoff core to other party that is outside your network, not the inside local network. So go to the extent, please choose port forwarding, and then here choose a port forwarding list. In here, you need to configure that which port that you need to configure to outside. So what's the mean? For example, in here you can see X0, X7, X6 is forwarding to X0, X6 because this port is using for influxDB, and then here you see 22 is the web server. And then 443 is for the HTTPS web server also. And then here's my OBC configuration. I'm using 48240 port. And you need to configure all these ports when you would like to let your ctrlX Beckhoff core to communicate with the other party outside the network. And then for second, here's the external access. So here as you see is ugreen_1. So this is my USB to Ethernet converter that I'm plugged in to my PC. So just choosing the correct adapter that you're using. Then here is a bottom. Then click here. You can see more of the information about your PC. For example, which PC is using, and is the PC support to run the ctrlX. And I prefer to don't run the ctrlX works in the Beckhoff core. In the Beckhoff box or VMware, I think this will be a little bit slow. It may be case a little bit slow, and that's off. Okay, so cancel it. And then here you see a branch of address. It's all from my address of my network adapter. I just want to click which one is this one. Okay, and then you can see here. Okay, is the ctrlX OS login page. You need to enter the username and password. Okay, I'll insert the password in here. So and then I access the web server of the ctrlX OS. For the control, I would like to give you a brief introduction about the ctrlX OS web server, because all of the configurations and factory start and diagnostics is done by the web server. If you use the real hardware, go to settings. You can set the network interface of your each port, and then you can also need to manage your certificates and keys by the certificate and keys items. And then you can also shut down your core like a factory wizard here. You can manage your license and apps, and you can schedule it to do something. And also it's the SSH interface. Okay, I will not explain here too much in here. I hope I will have a other tutorial for this type of stuff. So go back to home, and in the left hand side of your slide bar, there is a influxDB. So that means all these apps are installed in the left hand side of the slide bar. So I already installed the influxDB apps in my ctrlX OS Virtual Core. I will just double click here. Then I will reset. I will go to open a new web tab, and then the influxDB is shown. Maybe for the first time when you configure it, you need to set the package name. You need to set your username and password. Sorry that I skip it, but don't worry, I will leave the link that in the video descriptions. And then in here you will know how to you will have a very great not very great. You have a description of what is influxDB and how you configure it. This is run by me. I hope you like it. Okay, so here is the influxDB page. There's something you need to see. So let's go to here. You may click this icon. It's a very nice, colorful icon. Go to About. And when you use Node-RED or Trinket or anything other API that would like to send some data, send a query to the influxDB, the name you need to know is organization profile. It's the name of your organizations, or you need to know the organized ID. So in my case, it's mana. And the last one, you need the API key. API key is the key to let influxDB know, hey, you are the guys that I allow you to write some data or get some data from my database. And when you create the influxDB, there's one time that you can copy and paste the influxDB API key to some notepad or something, but after that you cannot copy it anymore. So please take careful to manage your API tokens. If you forgot your API key, you can just go to here and API tokens and then create a new one that you need. Okay, so and then I'll show you the data explorer, and here is a tool to help you to see what kind of data now is inside in your influxDB. In here is I have a package. It's called main packet. So packet it means it's just a box or a board or something to storing your data. And then inside her measurement now I have a alarm sensor, weather sensor, and the servo measurement, because I just also test the influxDB before, so that's why I have still some measurement inside. For example, when I select area sensor, alarm sensor, and weather sensor, then I can choose the light, the proximity, the temp, and etc. So in here I just choose this one. I just press submit. Oops. Okay, sorry. Then let me see here. Okay, let's go here. No result. Let me see here. I don't know why it's no result here. Just a second. Okay, I think that why I don't have result is because I'm setting the time in the last 5 minutes. So we just change the last 50 minutes. Then I choose don't use this one and submit again. Then you see I have some data is permit at around 10 minutes before. Okay, so here you see the data. Now we can try to use Node-RED first to test the connections between third party to the influxDB apps inside Virtual Core of ctrlX. Let's open one tab to type in my Node-RED IP address .5.72.160. Great. Here's my flow in here. The first one is you need to download the node of influxDB to allow you to use Node-RED to access influxDB. You can just go to Google, search Node-RED influxDB. You can find the results. So I'm not showing here. And after that, you go to store. You see the influxDB in, out, and branch. In here, I will use the branch node. So first one, I will insert a timestamp in here. I change it to invert at every 2 seconds. Then I go to functions. Here I will public some data that send a query to influxDB. So I just change some data don't worry, I show you in Trinket, I will show you how to use the variables, how to create a CURA. So don't worry here. Okay, and then done. And then I would like to configure my influxDB connections. Just double click here. For the organizations, you just go here, go back to influxDB, and about organization profile, go name. So it's here. So packet is which package you want to store in. So go here. I want to store in the main package. Okay, and then click on the pencil button. Then you have a IBI token as I showed before. Then you need to copy the ABI token in here. So if you forget it, just create a new one. I will update here and make sure I didn't miss anything, and press done and upload. So click on the debug screen. Now it seems there's no error. So does that mean that I think the communication is okay? I'm saying CURA to the influxDB. So I go back to my influxDB and go to Data Explorer and submit again. And then last 5 minutes, I see that I have the data around 1 minute before. I mean 10 seconds before or 2 seconds before. I don't know, forget. But actually, exactly that I can see some data is sending from Node-RED to influxDB, that inside ctrlX core. Okay, so I think my first part is finished. And the next part, I'll show you how to use TF6420 to send a CURA to ctrlX. Okay, now it's time for me to start to try to use TF6420 function blocks to connect our PC, our Trinket runtime to the influxDB in ctrlX. So first thing, you need to add a database project. If you cannot add it, please go to Beckhoff's website to download the TF6420 and then install in your PC. So now so right click here, add a new project, and here you see if you install TF6420, you see an empty Trinket database server project in here. Or you can just go here to search a database. Done here. This is what we need in here. Click here and go to next and enter your project name, my testo influxDB testo influxDB wait, my testo influxDB. Okay, and then continue, create it. Okay, now the basic database configuration project is created. Now you need to add a new database inside. So how to do it? And go to add new database and open it. Now if you already see my last tutorial about the database of TF6420, that the DB ID is very important. You need to pass this ID number inside all your function blocks. So in here, DB ID is equal to 1. Then we can choose the data type or the database type in here. Go to the drop down list. In my case, how I'm using influxDB2. It is the influxDB version that we are using inside ctrlX. Okay. So now in here, you have server, you have organizations, you have packets, you have the aggregation method. The first one, the server. For the server, it is http://192.165.5.67. It should be x086. Oops, I think it should be correct. Okay, so it is a server IP address. And for the organization, it should be mana, as same as we tested Node-RED side before. And for the package, it's main bucket package. And for this one, you use the token. Then we allow us to use the API key. So I have the API key here. I think it's very, because it's just a tutorial. I just copy in the notepad and then you will see. But in the real applications, you can store in somewhere. Yes. And paste here. Great. So my configuration is finished. I configure the server, organizations, package, and I use token, and here's my token API key. Then we can press the check button to check the configurations. Now here you see the pop is showing here is configuration check is successful. So it means that this configuration is okay and can be connected to the ctrlX influxDB server. And then you can press OK. And then before we start to make the program, I would like to show you some tools that when you install the TF6420, that Trinket gives you some excellent tools to let you to test it, your connections between the DB and your Trinket runtime. So go to extensions, go to Trinket, database server. Here is the options called SQL Query Editor. When you open here, oops, I tested before, I'll close it. Then we start again and you refresh it. Now you see now there's a DB called main package. Packet is inside your configurations. When you open it, there is some free measurement. So for example, when I would like to send a QR to the weather sensor, I just right click here and then click the QR. Done. It's very great that Trinket automatically created the command for us, and you can just press this button to send the QR from your Trinket runtime to the influxDB. But before I send it, there you see this button is fb_sql command evd.execute data return. I think you should see it before. You see it before if you see my last tutorial about the database of non-SQL or SQL, that if you want to get some data returned from the DB when you use the function API of TF6420, you will need to use the data return. So actually, this SQL Query Editor is using the function block inside their library. Okay, no, it's not fix bottom, just a small hints for you. Okay, again, the practice bottom. Boom! You can see we can get all the data. Now we have 192 of data of the weather sensor. Then we can open it to see each of value. For example, the light, the time, and the location, and the time in here. So connection is okay, and the QR can send to influxDB inside ctrlX, and without any error we get the data. Now we can start to make the program. Just then before we start with the program, make sure you need to right click to activate the conversions. Don't forget this one. Great. Now here you see a message called Trinket database server conversion has been successful upload. No, now you have no problems. Then close all this, save it, and then we can start to make the program. Okay, now we can add a new PLC. We can choose PLC template. Standard PLC project is okay for us. Okay, now a standard PLC project is added in our Trinket project. The first one, you need to add some library that we'll use in this project. So go to reference, add library. So here you can just search library and to add. The first one I like to use is DC3 database. It is a library that allow you to access to use the database API. Then press OK. Great. Then you also have a library called DC3_event logger. So it's also a library that allow you to get any error information that if you cannot get the data from the database. Enter. Great. All the libraries add. Now we can start to add the user data type. The first one I would like to add a innotations for us, because this one is for me more easy and easy to read to control my step. So I go to what is good? DB log status beta. DB log status. STATE. Great. Okay, now we have this one. So for the first thing I did, so it means there's nothing here. Then we'll have a initialize step. Okay. Then we'll have a writing step. Then we'll have a error step. Okay, great. Done. Now we'll add a data type. This data type is very important. Is that actually the structure that we need to we will send the data to the influxDB. So I will DUT_data. I assume it need to be big that you can see, if you can see. Okay, the first one is package ADT sorry, my English is not very good. ADTRIBUT, right? Okay. This is tag name. Tag name is equal to ID. Okay. Then not just ID. Okay, we will also have field name of power, that is called power. So it's field name. Okay, it's called power. Then we also have a other field name is called, wait a second, let me copy here. Okay, so it should be also have other field name is called servo speed. Okay, and then finally we have a activity field name is called servo directions. ECDION. So these four activities, you define the tag name, your tag name, and your field name that the data will send to the influxDB. Okay. The next one is we need to, what is ID? Is string with 255. Okay. Then power, I'll use a 64-bit of a real number, and with default 0.10. Okay. And its unit is the unit is kilowatt. I think kilowatt is better. Okay, so and then I just copy it. Then the second one is speed. Is m per second. I think RPM is better. Okay, just let's. I think this is okay. Okay, then I have a directions. Directions. Then for the directions, it is called okay, and then it should be 00. Okay, so here is RPM. I think RPM is better. Great. Now we finish the data type and the field name, the tag name. Now we can start to make the program. Open the main. Okay, so it need to be big. Okay, now we can start to make the program. The first one will define some variables for us to use inside our program. Okay, here the first one is status. Is DB log status. DAT. Great. Okay, we have a B writing. WRITINT is a bit for us to trigger to write data to influxDB. Okay, then we'll need to have a QR parameters. So for QR parameters, we'll use this one, QR options TSDB times use database insert. So it should be TQUERY options times series database dot insert. Yeah, sure. Great. And then we'll need the API of the influxDB. It should be FB not SQL QR builder. QR builder for what? is for time series DB. So it should be FB non-SQL viewer for the time series DB. Great. Okay, and then we need to execute the query, right? Execute my query. So which function block we need to use? It should be FB non-SQL SQL query execute. It should be FB non-SQL query is non-SQL query EVT. Then with a let ID with empty, so we are running using the local trinket. Timeout, it should be D# 10 seconds. 10 seconds, I think it's enough. Great. Okay, then we need to have create data buffer for us. Data buffer. So for the data buffer, it should be data is arrayed 1 to 100 of DUT data. Great. Finish. Then you need to get the data, get the result if there's any error. So I will tc result. It should be tc3 database doc itc message. Then you have a flag for error. Okay. Then we'll have an error message. Error message. It should be a string of 255. Okay. Then I have a looping counter for me. Then I'll use a random functions to create random numbers. And then I need a variables to store my random number. And then finally I'll use a timer. Okay, great. All the necessary variables defined. Then we can do this. Okay, great. For first one, we need to create the data. I need to generate the data. So what we're using here is for I equal to 1 to 100, counting by 1, 2. So what should be inside? For example, for the first one, need to create a random number. Then we store our random number is equal to rand.number, just maybe 2.5, 5. Okay. Then after you get the random number, then we can store it into our data buffer. For example, the first one is directions. Directions is equal to 240 2560.0 plus NRAND. Great. And then we have a data this one is speed is equal to 900 something. Okay. And then plus NRAND. Great. And then we have a data power is equal to 2000 plus the random number. Okay, then after that we can use the set the ID also. id data I doc id is equal to, this is unit 30, just the 30 unit. Okay, great. And it's done. So now we can create t on. So what is t on? Is this in is equal to when the status is equal to db log status doc. Which one? Ideally, when there's no actions, but b writing flag is turning on. B writing, and I will give you 1 second. 1 second. 1 second is enough for me, because we don't need to send the data too much between. We don't need to send the data in every 100 milliseconds. Yes, applications we will send the data in every second. 자, okay, so now we finish here. Then now we can start to use the case statement to create our project, to create our flow. So I'll give it more space in here, more space. And then I'll use case status state of n of what? The first one is db log status doc. If there's nothing's doing here, then we will do what? We will wait the timer. Okay, so if the timer is turning on, then we go to status equal to db log status doc initialize. Great. Then our next step is to initialize it. db log status doc initialize. So what we're doing here, we need to initialize all the options. Then we need to send a insert command to time series DB. So the first one is fb non-SQL builder. So this is the function block we will build the queue of the time series DB. Doc p queue options. Then we need to send the options. So what is the options? The options is queue options. I think I defined the queue options, right? Just a second. The queue options. Queue options. Okay, sorry. Queue options. Doc queue options. That's okay. And then we will fb not dot. This time we will use the size of doc cb queue options. It's the size of your queue options, so we just use the trinket. We use the size of functions queue options insert. Great, that's finished. Then we can now start to configure our options. Queue options doc as table name. The table name, what we need to send is a servo sorry, my English not very good. MEASUREMENT. Great. Okay, and then queue options st time series db dot in underscore insert doc as data type is equal to dut data. It's very important. You need to match this dut underscore data to here. Okay. And then the next one is queue options. This time we'll need to configure is the simple is equal to ADR of data. So the data that we need to send to the influxDB. Then after that, sure, we need to send the size also. QURY options dot size size dot CB is equal to size of data. Okay, great. So let me make it clear. Okay, then we need to configure how many data that we need to send to the to the influxDB. So we need to, and data count is equal to 100. We need to send 100 of data to the influxDB, and then keyword options insert dot and start. We need to send time step. In there, we don't need to get very too much. We can just send the system time of watching a system. It's okay. So far, it's the options of insert dot and cycle time is equal to 1000. That's finish. Okay, after you initialize all the data, all the options, then we can change the status to edb log status dot writing. Okay. Okay, the next is ed log dot writing. So what you're doing here is we need to send the QR to the influxDB. So if fb not xql, not db, x non xql what xql what, sorry, I forgot, on xql qr xq query xq. Okay, and we need two important parameters. The first one is ndbid hdbid wait a second, dot xq exe dot xq. The first one is the id, and dbid is equal to 1, or use the variables that you defined before. dbid. Oh, I think I've don't forward it. Oops, sorry, I forgot to define this one. Don't worry. dbid is equal to udind 1. Great. And here you can just dbid. Okay. And then you have all more parameters. Is called builder. I non-SQL builder is equal to fb non-SQL builder dot time series db. That's okay. Then I'll put it and if in here first. So then what? Then you need to check if the result of your function block have error or not. Then if fb non-SQL db dot db, not this one, sq this one. Oops. Dot be error. If there's any error, I will send the tc result. tc result is equal to fb non-SQL SQL qr dot I qr dot this one. Sorry, this one. Doc IP result. I need to get the error result, right? After you get the result, then we can change the status to edb log status dot what dot error, right? Dot error. Great. And then we can and else it means there's no error in this execution. So we can change our step to edb log status .idle. Okay, great. Then finally, I think this should be one more tab in here. Then stop in here. Then here, just put an end if in here. Great. Now here, this part is okay. Finally, we need to program the error process. .error. If there is an error, what will we do? If tc resolve doc request event text. If there's a text, then we can pass some parameters. For example, the first one, the language is 1053, is English. As result is our as error message. Then we will have a end result size is equal to size of as error message. Oops. Wait a second. SERROR message. Then tc result dot send. Then you can send time step, and time step is equal to I think you can just get the system time from TrinCat. Okay. Then we can send the status equal to db log status dot idle. And then you can trigger send the b error is equal to true. Then we can close our end if control. Great, it should be work. Okay, my program is done. I hope there's no error in here. Then we can build it. Make sure there's no error. I didn't type any mistake. Okay, then we can download our project. Okay. And we can log in. Okay, let me save our project again. Then we can press the pay button. Great. Then now we can turn on the B writing flag. You can see there's an error. Okay, I think at least now it's no error. Then you see the status change the writing. I did the writing. So I think the data is correctly changed. It's sending from TrinCat to the influxDB inside ctrlX. So now how can we check it? We can open our browser in other PC, in this PC, and then type in the web server of our ctrlX is 192.168.5.67, and then the port number should be 8443. Then need to log in, so BOSH ODH, this is the default password. Then we can go to influxDB apps. Then you need to input the password again. Great. Okay, so we can go to data browse explorer. We can choose the server measurement, and we can proceed to last, for example, last 5 minutes. Submit. Done. You see now my time is 8:18 p.m. here. You see the data is sending before in last 5 minutes. If you on last 1 minute or send the data, it means that the data is successfully sending from the TrinCat to the influxDB. Okay, I hope we're done, but I would like to show you how to create a dashboard also inside influxDB finally. Go to, I think it's here. Oh no, notebook. I think it's here. Okay, this icon. Then you can press the create dashboard button. to create new dashboard. Just name your name, my second dashboard. Great. Then you can add cell, add here. Then you can choose what the cell what the data that you would like. For example, I would like to use the servo management measurement. I would like to show the power. But before I add this cell, I can press this submit button to check is the data that I need or not. If yes, I can put the check button. Then you see that is a graphic directly here. Then you can name in here. For example, I think it's name in here, right? Oh, you need to go. Oh, okay. And then you can add one more. For example, I need to show the digital. I can single start. This time maybe I would like to show the motor directions. And then submit. Great. And then plus button. Then you see now I add a new cell here. Then I can move to anywhere that I like. Then if I would like to change the name, I can just go to config, servo directions, then plus button. You see here, so servo directions, and you can also change the size here, big, small, any up to you. Okay, I think my tutorial in here is enough. I hope you like my videos, and I hope I can see you next time. Please feel free to comment to me and or to write some message to me if you have any problems. I try my best to answer you. And please like my video and share it and subscribe it. I hope I can see you next time. So have a good weekend. Bye bye.